This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube. Almost 500,000 subscribers. So please subscribe if you haven't already with a daily wrestling news update for you. PWI Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Are they still around as an actual magazine or not? I really don't know. I really don't know, but but apparently they have named Bill Apter. Sorry, Bill Apter. I don't think he even works for it. I'm thinking of the Apter mags of the '80s. How Bill is still very passionate about wrestling. I've done several interviews with him, but they've named Cody Rhodes the Wrestler of the Year. I guess I could say I wouldn't say Cody Rhodes, honestly, and you guys can tell me your opinion. Cody Rhodes is not as popular this year as he was last year. Who would be the most popular wrestler this year? I wouldn't say it's John Cena. I wouldn't say it's The Rock because he hasn't wrestled, although he is the most popular wrestler. I would say Brock Lesnar is more popular than Cody Rhodes and a bigger draw than Cody Rhodes, but he's only had one match so far. So as far as Cody Rhodes wrestling regularly and having a lot of matches and being popular, this is one of the years where I would have to say, yeah, I'll agree with it. Although I definitely think his popularity is down from last year. And Cena is more popular overall, but he's not wrestling as much as Cody Rhodes. And I think Brock Lesnar is a bigger draw, better wrestler than both Cena and Rhodes, but he's only just starting to come back. And by the way, speaking of John Cena, he's going to be wrestling a guy that I beat 2 times in one night on the next WWE pay-per-view, AJ Styles, who I beat in 2014, pinned him 2 times back when he was IWGP champion. This should be interesting because AJ Styles pretty much always loses when he's in a feature match in every time in recent memory that I can think of. He is still a good wrestler. And John Cena, to me, I don't think he should have lost to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. I think he should have lost to Brock Lesnar, to be perfectly honest, but I guess they're going to build to Lesnar against Rhodes. I don't think Cena's necessarily going to want to do the job to AJ Styles. He's going to want to help him because AJ's going to stick around and Cena may only have less than a handful of matches left. I don't even know if he's going to have more than like 3 or 4 more matches. So it'd be interesting. Is Cena going to win or lose that one? Don't really know. So in other news, Masha Slamovich, who I do have one match of hers on this channel against Victoria Vaughn. I put the link to that in the description. I guess she's been removed from at least one event due to a domestic abuse allegation by her partner, Akira. I mean, I have personally been the victim of a female domestic abuse. You say what you want about it, but when you're a big guy and women want to use weapons on you and stuff, there's not much you can do. And when you do something, you get in a hell of a lot of trouble, even if it's very serious, protecting yourself from an extremely dangerous situation. So I do believe that it can happen. Although I will say, taking her off shows when there hasn't been any formal charges, from what I understand, this is just something that somebody's been text messaging about, and the text messages have gone public. When someone's not found guilty of something and they're just losing jobs over it, I don't know. I don't really, other than reporting it, that's all I can say. I believe she still works for TNA. And as I said, there's a link to one of her matches in the description. Macho Man Randy Savage, who I put the link to his playlist in the description. There's a lot of, I agree with you, by the way. Cody has fallen off 100%. He had a lot of momentum once he beat Roman Reigns, but he didn't get as popular as Roman Reigns was, and he's on his way to mediocrity now. And the other thing someone pointed out that Dusty was always about son of a plumber, blah, blah, blah. He comes off as a very spoiled, preppy type person. So although he's over partially because of the Dusty Rhodes fans, and he got his opportunities because of Dusty Rhodes, he doesn't have that common man appeal. And WWE doesn't even price tickets for the common man, which, by the way, they've announced today that Lesnar is going to be part of WrestleMania 42. Cheapest ticket is just under $900 before service charges. Suites are over 50,000, but Macho Man is going to get a movie produced by SNL star Kenan Thompson, who I guess Savage worked with in 1999. Apparently, the movie itself, the screenplay, is written by Lanny Poffo. So I would suspect if they go strictly by something Lanny wrote, I don't know, the juiciest stuff about Macho Man is his dark side. I mean, that if they go to the real Macho Man, could be one of the greatest movies ever. But they got to include everything: the possessiveness, the drug use, the backstage fights, the knife incident in the Waffle House, the crazy paranoia. I mean, it could be good, but if it's all from Lanny, I mean, I hope he throws in there that Macho Man told Lanny he only wanted to be in the Hall of Fame if they'd also put Angelo and Lanny in at the same time. What was his reasoning for that? Because they put in Chris and Mike Von Erich. Lanny told me this firsthand. He didn't think Chris and Mike belonged in the WWE Hall of Fame. So he said, if they're going to put me in, I want you and my dad in. To me, Lanny really blew it not holding out on that. But obviously, it was to his benefit, whatever money he got from making that deal with WWE. In other news, CM Punk was on Kevin Hart's Ice Bath show today. I watched about 3 or 5 minutes of it. Was fairly flat. It seemed like Punk had jokes written for him that he was supposed to say. That's what it seemed like. But one thing Punk did say, he broke kayfabe in this because there's no more kayfabe. That Dominic Mysterio is his protege, and they talk every morning. Someone says Macho Man still lives in popularity memory. Actually, they did a poll not too long ago where they asked 100 people on the street to name 5 wrestlers, and Macho Man was one of them. The funniest thing about it, it was all like Macho Man, Ric Flair, Goldberg, The Ultimate Warrior. The only common ones that were being said were like John Cena, The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar of the new version. It was all, hey, my favorite is Hulk Hogan, who was popular decades ago, and RIP, by the way. Collision only did a 0.04 this week. That's similar to what Women of Wrestling get. So Collision is still struggling. Let me know what you think about a Macho Man movie coming out. The Macho Man, Randy Savage, doing his thing on the big screen. Anyways, speaking of movies, next week the Mark Kerr movie comes out, and I'm definitely going to see that. I've interviewed him quite a few times. ATF Media says, will the movie include... Hey, there is a good story, actually. I agree, ATF Media. If you look this up on the channel, and it is in the Macho Man playlist, if you guys go to the description of this video, click on the playlist. And this is a documented story. Hands of Stone, Ronnie Garvin had a fight with Randy Savage back in the days of the Memphis territory where concrete block was used. So search that up. Ronnie Garvin, Randy Savage, The Hannibal TV. Have a great night.